Mhm. Mhm. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Show, or as I like to call it, the pre-Thanksgiving show this week. My name is Louis Tenor, and of course, you know the drill by now. We're here until 6 o'clock before Rizal McGee takes over his fine show. Don't forget the number to call is 512-543-4662. I'll repeat again, 512-543-4662. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in the Enhanced Sports Show exactly as it says. Otherwise, you won't get it. So just to be sure on that. I'm glad to see we have some callers here. Thanks for coming on this day. Oh, before else we begin, I'd like to acknowledge a few birthdays coming up this week since we will not be on next week due to the Thanksgiving holiday. My brother-in-law Ron, who had his birthday last night. Oops, I forgot. My sister Kelly, whose birthday I'll be celebrating next Saturday, which is another reason why I won't be able to do the show next week for that reason. And my niece Jocelyn, who is celebrating on November, I believe it's the 28th or the 30th. I'll check with the family later on that. I always get that one wrong. All right, we got a lot to cover this week, so let's get the party started. All right, Steve Davidson, are you there? Thank goodness. All right, Diane, Mikey, thank goodness. All right, so let's get started. All right. So as I mentioned last week, there was a number of postseason baseball awards that were yet to be given out, but they were all given out in the last couple of days. So we'll run this down together and see if anybody thinks these if these are legit or not. First up, in the American League with the again in the MVP awards, Shohei Ohtani was awe-inspiring for the Angels and becoming the first player to win the AL MVP award by unanimous vote twice That's right, not once but twice. I was going to say that. He led the MLB in slugging percentage, 654, 180 hits, 44 home runs in only 135 games. Was the most in the American League. On the mound, he recorded a 1.84 ERA. I'm sorry, no, opponent's batting average, a 3.4 ERA, and 167 strikeouts in 132 innings. Not bad. Over on the National League side, oh, here's a surprise. Ronald Acuna Jr. racked up the stat line for the ages, becoming the first player to have a 40-70 season. That's 40 home runs and 70 steals. He hit 41 home runs, 73 stolen bases on his way to the unanimous National League MVP season. He paced the National League in runs, 149, hits, 217, on base percentage of 416, opponents percentage 1012, total bases 383. His remarkable 2023 season, including 3 NL Player of the Month honors. Not bad. All right, over to the American League Cy Young Awards. Two-time Cy Young Award runner-up, Yankees Garrett Cole earned the award for 2023 after leading the American League with an ERA at 2.63, 209 innings, opponent's batting percentage of 206. Cole allowed 4 earned runs over his final 5 starts, spanning 35 innings, and capped his year with a 2-hit shutout. I like it. National League. Maris Muster probably. It's not saying. Hold on a second. I'm getting a little. Oh, Blake Snell. There we go. Blake Snell won the Cy Young Award for the second time in his career. His 12 scoreless starts tied for the most by a qualified starting pitcher since 1969. 1969. Wow. Snell racked up 234 strikeouts and his 31.5 strikeout rate ranked second in the majors. How do you like that, folks? All right. Rookie of the Year. Gunnar Henderson was a dynamic defender at 2 infield positions while providing extra base impact at the plate. In earning a Rookie of the Year award, he led both the Orioles and all the American League rookies with 21 home runs, 9 triples, 82 RBIs, and scoring 100 runs at least. Over to the National League, Corbin Carroll's 25 home runs and 54 stolen bases, steals, made him the first 25-50 rookie in MLB history. How about that? In a route leading to the D-backs to their first to the World Series for the first time since 2001, and becoming Arizona's first NL Rookie of the Year winner in unanimous vote. Yuck. Big surprise of the year, though, I think has to go to the Orioles. Just 2 years after 110 losses, very pathetically, Brandon Hyde followed the young O's of 2023 to 101 wins, the most in the American League, and the AL East title to become the AL Manager of the Year and their 4th one overall. In the National League, in his first year, or as they say, beginner's luck, manager Skip Schumaker led the Marlins to their 4th postseason appearance in franchise history, thanks to in part with a 33-14 record in one-run games. Shoemaker became the 4th Marlins skipper to be named Manager of the Year. Golden Glove Awards. Okay. Well, first, before we go to that, guys, what do we think of these award selections so far? We'll start with you. Good. Speaking of Steve, we got Steve Ken on the line. Steve? Good. We're going over the postseason awards now. We just through some of the basics. So we went through the rookie of the year, the Manager of the Year, the Players of the Year, and the Cy Young Awards. So I don't know if you caught any of it, but Otani won the MVP award in the American League. Acuna won in the National League, no surprise. Cy Youngs went to Garrett Cole and Blake Snell. I'm really surprised Garrett Cole did because the Yankees didn't do all that well. Well, I mean, they had a winning season. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't have the powers they did, like in some other years where the Yankees had these honors. Rookie of the Year awards went to Gunnar Henderson in the American League and Corbin Carroll in the National League. I don't think there's any surprise there. And in the league, Manager of the Years, it went to Brandon High for the Orioles. No surprise. And Skip Shoemaker of the National League. So, Steve, any thoughts on these award winners? Yeah, right. Even though the Otani was out for 2 months, I mean, you didn't think that played into a factor? I mean, that he wasn't going to get it? Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yes, probably. No, no, no. Yeah, that's a given. Yeah, I'm not surprised about Acuna at all. Oh, hmm. Right. Yes. Yes. All right. Not surprised. Not surprised. Yeah. Yes. Right. No. Yeah. Yeah, I did too. Right. Yeah. Duh. Exactly. Right. If that's not cause for rookie, if that's not cause for, I don't know what is. I mean, really, because going back to 2021 when they were still, well, shall I say, a dumpster fire. The nobody expected them to go from 110 losses to having a winning season last year, and then having the best record in the American League this year. I mean, that is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they came out short in the playoffs, but still, you got to admire the turnaround they've had in these past couple of years. Yes. Yeah. Shoemaker. Right. I did too. From the dinosaur era. Yeah, high more likely though, of course, because that was just a phenomenal, phenomenal stretch they had this year. I mean, that didn't surprise. Yeah. No, I wasn't surprised either. Oh yeah. I would think so too. I mean, because nobody was expecting this. Well, I think maybe very few. I mean, because you don't really hear about a team going from 110 losses to winning the American League East title in just 2 seasons. That's almost unheard of. Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, of course. No. Yes. J- Yeah. Right. Sitting there. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yes. Oh, of course. Of course. I did. I did. Right, Jimmy? Yeah. 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 I'm surprised at that too. Right. Yeah. Go on, Steve. I just want to give Jimmy his first game in. Go ahead, Steve. Yes. Right. Well, yes. Correct. Mhm. Right. Thank goodness. I mean, at least they made. Yeah. Yeah. He would have to. Exactly. Mike, your thoughts on the awards? Yeah. Mm, it's just desserts. Yeah, as the old saying goes. Right. Yeah. Right. Diane, Jimmy, Jimmy, are you there? Hmm. All right, I'll get back to him. All right, so we turn now from baseball awards to well, being now that we're in the near the end of the college football season. Of course, we have the college football poll. The latest rankings are out, and it goes like this. And I think this time they got it right. I hope. Number one, Georgia is back in the lead after falling number two last week. But right now, okay, they have the lead. Tennessee took the opening possession for a touchdown and took a 7-0 lead early, but Georgia now has caught up and taken the lead there. They were number two ranked last week. I don't know why. I think it was a mistake, but they got it right this time. Ohio State is number two. Michigan number three. They won today. Florida State plays later on. They're number four. Number five is Washington. Oregon and Texas are the long shots, pretty much at 6 and 7, right there. Alabama's also kind of a long shot at 8, but if they can win these next two games, I think they might have a shot at making the top 5. And then Missouri and Louisville rank out the top 10. Respectable records, but probably doesn't get enough respect to get up in the rankings, especially Louisville, since they're that's supposed to be a basketball school anyway. All right, guys. So what do we make of the rankings here heading into the last 2 weeks of the season? Basically, I'm going to say with the top 4 between Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and Florida State, with Washington maybe an outside shot. All right, Steve Davidson, we'll start that with you. Right. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, but a win's a win, like it's whether it's a good win or an ugly win. But that's how it goes. Sometimes hey, sometimes you gotta win ugly. That's just how the game is played. You know, that's the way I look at it. Steve Kent. Yes, exactly. Until they lose. Although, yeah. Although though some of their wins have been fairly although some of their wins haven't been blowouts like they have been the past couple of years. So I think that's, causing a little bit, of the controversy as well. I mean, they've had some games but they've also had a lot more close games this year than the previous two. So that might have been, the cause of that too, slipping from number one to number two, and Ohio State barely snuck in. So it's a little bit different this year. And don't forget, it is hard to repeat, 3 years in a row. Hey, it's hard to repeat 2 years in a row. Players transferring to other schools and whatnot, or I want to get to the draft early and whatnot. So, it makes it very tough to do in this day and age. Not like it was back when we were young. Well, when I say Mike and I were young. Sure. Hmm. Right. Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah, because next week's the big game. So that's gonna be a big effect on who wins because I think the winners get is gonna get at least number two in the rankings. The losers are gonna drop. So that's gonna be a very important game. I'm glad it's gonna be early next week too. So I'm going. Ah, yep. Oh sure. And might. I was thinking that myself, to be honest. Hmm. Oh, yep. Yes. Yes. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Yes. Absolutely. All right. Jimmy, are you there? Yeah. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah. Mike? Yes, yeah, I think you're right. I think you got a good I think you got a good case there. Georgia is, the best. Yes, yes. Diane. I think so too. Of course, we really got to see what happens with next week's game between Ohio State and Michigan. Then that's going to tell the tale right there. All right, guys, back to baseball for a minute. Well, I was going to do a rendition of Say Goodbye to Hollywood by Billy Joel, but in this case, I'll just say goodbye to Oakland and hello to Vegas. As MLB voters voted unanimously to approve the A's to relocate to Sin City, making it the second team to relocate in the last 50 years, which was also the end of the dinosaur era. The potential move came after 2 decades of failed efforts to secure a new stadium to replace the dreadful Oakland Coliseum, which is also a dumpster fire, of course. Needing needing backing from three-quarters of the teams at the owners' meetings, it received total support despite unanswered questions of the team's near future and stadium players. It was a difficult day in the city of Oakland, said owner John Fisher, but a great day for Vegas. I'm gonna bet 30 on the red here. No. Okay. The move now, listen to this very carefully. The move is not finalized. I repeat, not finalized, as legal challenges from a teachers union in Nevada regarding the 380 million that the state has committed to the construction of the $1.5 billion stadium. I said billion on the Vegas Strip could scuttle the move, but winning approval from the owners marks a major step towards Oakland losing its last major sports franchise. Oh, wow. Prior to the Expos moving to Washington, where they became the Nationals, the last team to relocate were the Washington Senators, who left at the end of the 1971 season and moved to Texas in 1972. You now call them the Texas Rangers. The A's moved to Oakland in 1968 and won 4 World Series titles. It's just a shame, though, that how a great sports city once like Oakland has now become, well, a thing of the past. I mean, okay, well, Northern California still has the Warriors, but they moved up the coast to San Francisco. Well, it's still the same general area, but it's not. That's kind of a ticker there. And of course, the Giants are still in San Francisco, so it kind of shares the Bay Area. So the Bay Area itself is not completely gone, but Oakland itself, is gone. I mean, Oakland Raiders were once a proud football franchise, as most of you know. Then went to Los Angeles and went back to Oakland before they became the Vegas Raiders, and they don't really have the same success there. Um, like I said, Golden State, they weren't originally in the West Coast at first. They were in Philadelphia before going to the West Coast in the '60s, but now they're back home up in San Francisco. 49ers are still there. That takes away the local rivalry between the Raiders and the 49ers and whatnot. But it's just sad to see that that was once a great sports city, and now it's nothing. So it is disappointing to see the last of the great sports franchise in Oakland disappear as Vegas has become the new town, the new hot commodity in sports. I mean, look, you got the Raiders, you have a WNBA team. They want to get an NBA team itself. That remains to be seen. Um, they want. I believe they also have a soccer team as well. So Vegas, I think, is becoming the new Oakland, so to speak. What would you make of that, Steve Davidson? Not so fast, Steve. Now, wait a second. I didn't say that it would because remember, it's not finalized, so there is a bit of a problem with with the teachers union. So there is kind of a problem, somewhat. It's $380 million, though, Steve. That's a lot of money. Well, apparently that's being the problem. You know, because it says legal challenges, and legal challenges have been known to cause a problem. So they're not exactly out of the woods yet. But yeah, maybe over time that it could be you know finalized, resolved, I should say. Steve Kent. Mm. Yeah, right, right, right. Yes, yes. Well, in the WNBA, Diane, yes, but they don't consider that one of the major sports. Sorry to say, but I do. Yes, right. Of course, the MLS they don't really care about much at all, even though it's been around for almost 30 years. But do they really think of it as a major sport? No, which is a shame. Yes, give credit where credit is due, people. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, right. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. No, correct. Yes, yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe. Or the Marlins. Oh wait, no. Well, they can move too. Yeah. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Right. Yeah. Oh boy, perish the thought. All right, anybody else have any thoughts? I'll take that as a no. All right, yeah, because I gotta move a little bit further. I gotta move a little bit faster, guys. Plus, since I want to get everybody's Thanksgiving thoughts in the second half of the show. All right, so we're gonna move on to the ice and the hard court for a little bit here. All right, first up, Grizzlies guard Marcus Smart will miss 3 to 5 weeks with a sprained left foot. The latest Grizzly players hit the injury list. The Grizzlies provide more details about Smart's injury yesterday. The 2022 Defensive Player of the Year was acquired in a trade in the offseason, was injured in Tuesday's game against the Lakers. Smith has averaged 12.5 points per game with the Grizzlies this season, also leads the Grizzlies 5 rebounds and 2 assists, and is just one of 4 players to play all 11 games this season, along with Desmond Blaine, Jaren Jackson Jr., and David Rodney. Guard Jarrett Morant, forget it. He's suspended for the first 25 games of this season. And center Stephen Adams is out for the season after requiring knee surgery to repair from an injury dating back to last January. And Brandon Clark is recovering from a torn ACL from last March. So the Grizzlies are looking like a banged up unit here. I mean, the last 2 years they've almost dominated the Western Conference, finishing second, and now they're a miserable 2-9 in the West. So the Grizzlies, like a bear this time of year, is in hibernation pretty much. Oh boy, yeah. So can the Grizzlies wake up from this slumber, or is this going to be a very long, painful season in Memphis? Jimmy, I think you want to respond, so go ahead. Can they? Yeah, can they though? That's the thing. All right, Steve Davidson. Oh boy. Hmm. That's the way they're going right now. Steve Kent. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. I'm afraid so. Uh, Diane, Mike, I'll give it. Yeah, but Mike, if they don't start winning now, they're not going to make the playoffs. Yeah, it looks to be that way right now. Yeah, Diane, any thoughts? Ooh, boy, that's. I think I get the point here with that. Yeah, yeah. Although remember though, like I said, the Lakers last year started 2-10, and look where they ended up. But then again, uh, this is not the Memphis Grizzlies are not the Los Angeles Lakers. So let's put it that way. Yeah, boy. Well, I guess you're gonna be walking in Memphis. Oh no. Oh, yuck. Sorry, had to do it. All right, now on to more other news. Hang on a second. Okay, so we all know about what happened 2 weeks ago with the American hockey player playing in the English League. Well, today's this one. A suspect has been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter in the death of the former NHL player Adam Johnson, That according to Yorkshire police on Tuesday. The announcement came almost 2 weeks since the investigation that led to Johnson's death on October 28th. Johnson was skating for the Nottingham Panthers in the English Hockey League when his throat was cut on a skate blade during a collision in the Champions League game against the Sheffield Steelers. South Yorkshire police said in a statement that the post-modern examination confirmed that Johnson died as a result of a neck injury. At the time, the suspect's name was not identified. I think it is now. I don't remember. And was released on bail on Tuesday this past week, Wednesday, rather, pending inquiries. Our investigation launched instantly after following the tragedy. We've been coming up with the extensive inquiries ever since to piece together the events leading up to Adam's death. In these circumstances, set by Yorkshire Chief Superintendent Bex Horsball. We have been speaking to experts in the field to assist our inquiries and continue to work closely with the Health and Safety Department and Sheffield City Council, who supports the investigation. Matt Petgrave was a skater whose blade that cut Johnson's neck. Ugh. According to the Associated Press, video of the incident shows Johnson skating with the puck towards the net. Petgrave skated towards Johnson and collided with another player. Petgrave's skate kicked up as soon as he began to fall, and Johnson hit the neck. Hit Johnson in the neck. Both players on the ice. Petgrave got up rather quickly. Johnson had to be helped off the ice with his jersey covered in blood, and later got to the hospital as a result of his injuries. Very scary incident that happened 2 weeks ago. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, that is a tragedy, painful story here. And here's what happened. I got a comment here from somebody here saying this was definitely a dangerous action that Petgrave's made. He needs to be held responsible. He also has a reputation of a dirty player who gets tons of penalty minutes. I believe it was manslaughter, since he did have an issue with Adam Johnson. A very sad day for hockey. Should he be held accountable? I mean, I don't think he had the intent to kill him. Let's not get too hasty here, people. I mean, yes, it was a tragic incident, but I don't think you want to say, yeah, I'm gonna get this guy something he'll never forget. I don't think there was any bad blood between the players, leading up to the incident. So while it is a sad moment, and I mean, there's no way to describe what happened. But should Petgraves be responsible for this? Just like I said, I don't think he had the intent to kill. Hurting is one thing, killing is another. Hmm. So have I. All right, Steve Kent. Uh, yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm. No, no, I don't think so at all. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yes. That's a shame. All right. Anyone else have any thoughts, or just move on? Yeah, that's a very senseless tragedy, and as Wayne put it, yes, um, you know, and it's that is just a shame. It is a sad. It was a sad day for Hawk. Yeah. Thanks, Wayne, for that comment. For the record, Wayne and I actually know each other. All right, moving on. Um, he made a comment earlier. Okay, first baseman Jake outfielder and first outfielder Jake Bowers was traded from the Yankees to the Brewers yesterday for minor league outfielders Jake Avina and Brian Sanchez. Bowers had 12 home runs and 30 RBIs, batting 202 this past season, 84 games. For the Yankees, he was called up on April 29th as Aaron Judge was sidelined with a strained hip and for extended playing time due to injuries of other players. In 4 seasons, Bowers, not bad, 309 home runs, has played for the Yankees, Rays, and the team we now call the Guardians, formerly known as the Indians. Avina has batted 233 with 14 home runs and 50 RBIs and had 10 steals in 99 games for Class A Carolina. He was drafted in the 14th round by the Brewers in 2021. And if you get that low, Sanchez has batted 297 with 7 doubles and 4 triples, but no home runs in 33 games last season in the Dominican Summer League. All right, so let me ask my local crew first. Is this a good deal for the Brewers that they got from the Yankees? Mikey, let's start that with you. Good deal or a bad deal? Uh, Jimmy, you're speechless. All right, Diane. All right, C. Davidson and Steve Kent. Right. Yes. Okay. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. I think you're right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so Roger. Thank you, Roger. Joe, is that you? Gerald? I'm sure it's Gerald. All right. So all right, so on to our first idiot of the week. And it goes like that goes this way. Paul George was fined $35,000 by a league on Thursday for criticizing the officials and their loss to the Nuggets on Thursday night. What a shock! They're complaining about the officials again. George scored a season-high 35 points to the loss against the Nuggets in the season tournament game on Tuesday, which I think is a joke anyway. I thought we played great. It's tough, the adversity of playing the 3 extra reps. However, they are the defending champions, and we just have to play better. So many times I've hit layups and 3 pointers. It was consistent jump shots and getting hit and whacked on the forearm. It was a poor job. Yeah. The NBA officials said the amount of the fine was based on Georgia's public criticism of the officials. James, oh hi, nice to nice to finally have you on the show. Uh, Gang, this is James Holder. He does a wonderful show on Thursday nights, at 6 o'clock. The Wisnowski Report, and nice to have him on this show. Nice to have you on, James. Yeah. So we were just discussing the Paul George and also with the baseball awards. Is there anything that you want to bring up though? Of course. No, no, no. Yeah. I mean, the reps, although I do think that they do have been able to favor some players and teams, recent years. So there's been a big argument about that lately, how some players get the calls and others don't. So I think I can understand the anger that some of these players have been facing over the years. You know, I mean, you know, how do you think? I think somehow, Jordan won 6 titles because the refs are favoring him. Favoritism I think does come into play sometimes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll get to that in a minute. Yes. Which reminds me of Indian number two. Warriors coach Steve Kerr did not hesitate to call out for Draymond Green on Thursday for his actions that causing a 5-game suspension. He took it too far, said Kerr, following loss to the Thunder. Draymond was wrong, and he knows that, and the 5 games are deserved. On Tuesday, Green was one of 3 players ejected for a brouhaha during which he grabbed Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert around the neck. Okay, Green made contact with Gobert. After Gobert tried to pull away from Klay Thompson off of Jay McDaniels, who got tied up with each other in transition. Oh boy, let's talk about tug of war here. Coaches and players forced Green off Gobert as others separated. After review, McDaniels and Thompson were assessed with 2 technical fouls each, and Green was assessed with a flagrant 2 foul, the most severe. I don't have a problem with Green trying to get Gobert off Thompson, but he was to learn to let go, said Kerr. He hung in there for about 6 or 7 seconds, which was a terrible visual for the league and for Green and all involved. The NBA announced Green's suspension on Wednesday night. In a statement made by NBA Vice President Joe Dumars, Green escalated an on-the-court altercation in an unsportsmanlike and dangerous manner. Believe me, that was dumb. Green has to find a way not to cross the line, said Kerr. I'm not talking about an ejection or a technical foul. I'm talking about physical acts of violence. There is no excuse for that. We have to do everything we can to help him and give him the help he desperately needs. To be able to draw attention, to draw the distinction between an incredible competitor, but he crossed that line the other night for sure. And believe me, he did. Because Kerr is right. There is no excuse for that kind of behavior in the game, even though you are, on opposing sides. But you do not do that to a player around the neck. You could have seriously hurt him, and he only got away with 5 games. Look, if David Stern was still the commissioner, I think Green would got a lot more than just 5 games. I think it could have been like maybe 20 or 30, because let's face it, Green has been so much trouble over the years, ever since they lost in the finals in 2016, and he has not changed at all. He has not improved. He is just that kind of a player. So I think I still think the suspension, I think, is a little bit too lenient. I think he should have got more, especially if he could have done some serious damage. So, any thoughts? Uh, Steve Kent, I'm going to start that with you. Yeah, yeah, right. I lost count. I can't count that high. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Guilty. Guilty as charged. Steve Davidson. Okay. Uh, let's see who else. Who else can I get? Okay. Roger. Jimmy. Oh. Draymond Green. Draymond Green. That's correct. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. James, your thoughts? Hold on. Wait, hold on. No, I said you're Jimmy. He's James. I said James. Now I'll get to you, Jimmy. Okay, James. No, no. Oh yeah. No peace. Yes. Yeah. I was just gonna say that the original bad boy himself. Well, they were separated at birth, so that does account for it. Sorry. Just kidding, folks. But they do have the same. Well, they have the same type of personality, and I'll give it one of them. No, or any sport. No. They probably are. No, I'm not surprised. All right, Jimmy, go ahead. Hmm. Yeah, a bad boy. No, in any sport, to be honest with you. All right, anybody else have any thoughts? Yeah, but I think he deserves more than 5 games. Yeah, of course. Yes, right. Yes. I'd rather see Thompson. Yes, right. Of course. Of course. All right. Yeah. Oh, before I do anything, Diane, your trivia. Right. Lakers, Celtics, Celtics by one. I thought the Lakers tied it, but I think the Celtics still have that one game, that one championship lead. Okay. Oh, I get consecutive championships. That's right. The Celtics, they had 8 in a row. That's right. That's right. I misread the question. 18. 18. Yeah, I called them. I said, 18. Thank you. No, because it was on 3 point shot, 49. Hook shot. Hook shot. Uh, no, because the 3 point shot was until 1979, so it couldn't be. Yes, had to be a hook. Give him the hook. Oh, no, couldn't be. Nope, couldn't be a 3 pointer. 3 pointer didn't come till 79. Yeah, jump shot. Jump shot. Makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Steve, anything in the UFC? Oh, any more die or no? Oh yeah. Sounds ridiculous, but they're not related. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Gotta move on. All right. So next week is a big week in college football. It starts on Tuesday. Uh, oh, we have a good matchup on Thursday for Thanksgiving. Yes, they do play college football on Thanksgiving, folks. All right, ready? Here we go. Thursday, number 13, Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Steve. Ooh, upset. Mike. Jimmy. All right. Roger. Diane. And Texas. All right. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss. All right. Oklahoma versus TCU. Steve. Okay. Mike. Roger. All right. Diane. James. Right. Right. Yes. Jimmy. I'll call myself. Yes. All right. Moving along. Iowa, number 16 versus Nebraska. Steve. Iowa, Nebraska. All right. Mike. Mike. All right. Jimmy. Roger. Diane. James. I'll go with Iowa too. Just for laughs. Okay. Miami, Boston College. Oh, Jimmy. James. Steve. Mike. Roger. Diane. I'm going BC. Okay. Number 24. Tulane. All right. Number 24, Tulane versus USTA. Steve. Oh, Mike. I hate when we do that. Tulane versus you. Okay. Roger. Diane. James. That's University of Texas Southern, I think. James. Who did I miss? Oh, Jimmy. Yeah, I'm gonna take Tulane too. All right. Moving along. Missouri or Missouri versus Arkansas. Steve. Or Missouri. Mike. Diane. Roger. Jimmy. James. Missouri it is. All right. Number 7, Texas. Texas Tech. Oh gee, who should I go with? Who should I go with this one? James. All right. Steve. Mike. Jimmy. Roger. All right. Diane. Okay. Did I get everybody? I'm going Texas. All right. Penn. Okay. Penn State, Michigan State. This is a Friday night game. Oh, it's on MEC as well. Nice. All right. Penn State, Michigan State. Steve, Mike, Diane, Jimmy, James, Roger. I'm going Penn State. Oregon State, Oregon. Ooh, I like this. Steve. All right. Mike, Diane, Jimmy, James. I'm going to go Oregon too. Okay. Saturday, Alabama. Roger. Okay. Roger. No, Oregon, Oregon State, Oregon. Okay. Oregon it is. Okay. Saturday, Alabama, Auburn. Okay, Steve. Go ahead. He knows. All right. Mike, Jimmy, Diane, James. Ooh, Roger. I'm gonna go Auburn too. I think I see an upset here. Okay. No, really. Okay. Louisville versus Kentucky. Steve, Mike, Jimmy, James, Roger. I'm going Louisville myself. Arizona, Louisville. Okay, Diane. I'm going Louisville. Arizona versus ASU. That's Arizona State. All right. Steve, Arizona, ASU. All right. Mike, uh, Roger, Jimmy, James, Diane. If it was basketball, I'd take NC State, but I'll take North Carolina here. Okay. Kansas State, Iowa State. Steve, Mike, Jimmy, James, Diane, Roger. Okay, it's up to you. I'm gonna go Kansas State. All right, Iowa, Utah versus Colorado. Steve. All right. Um, Mike, Jimmy, James, Roger, Diane, Alex. All right. Oklahoma State, BYU. Steve. Okay. Mike, Jimmy, James, Diane, Roger, Alex. I'm gonna go Oklahoma State too. Kansas, Cincinnati, WKRP. All right. Oh boy, Steve, help. Just Kansas. Yeah, there'll be a dust in the wind too. Oh boy. All right, Mike. Oh boy. Come on, guys. It's the holiday show. I can be a little humorous if I want to. All right. All right. Jimmy, James, Diane, Roger, Alex. Oh, yeah. Carry on, my wayward son. Okay. Okay. Game of the week here, guys. Listen carefully. The Ohio State versus Michigan. Oh boy, oh boy. This is going to be tough. Steve. Yes, Steve. Mike. Jimmy. I thought so. James. Yeah. Roger and Alex. I think I think I'm gonna go Michigan at home here. So I think that it's gonna be close. This is gonna be a battle. That's for sure. Okay. LSU, Texas A&M. All right, James. Steve. Mike. Jimmy. Diane. Roger. Alex. So am I. Tennessee versus, excuse me, Vanderbilt. Okay. Is there anybody here who thinks Vanderbilt has a chance? All together on the count of three. One, two, three. Let me hear it. All together. I said all together. Jeez. And you guys call yourself a chorus. All right. Moving on. Vanderbilt is not a football school. All right. Ooh. Baseball. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, Jimmy. Okay. Oh, interesting matchup here, guys. Even though it doesn't really mean much in the rankings, but still respectable because it involves most of us anyway. Maryland versus Rutgers. I'll start with the home crowd first. Mike. Good. All right. Jimmy. Diane. Roger. Steve. James. And Alex. They're Maryland and Rutgers in Rutgers. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go Rutgers. I'm gonna go Rutgers. Okay, another battle for bragging rights here. Washington versus Washington State. Steve. Okay. Mike. Jimmy. James. Diane. Roger. And Alex. Washington. Okay, okay, Washington it is. Florida State, Florida. Steve. Mike. Jimmy. James. Diane. Roger. Alex. So am I. Remember, guys, there is no right or wrong answer here. Let's keep that in mind. But although some predictions may surprise me a bit. Okay, Notre Dame or Notre Dame versus Stanford. Classic rivalry. Steve. Notre Dame, Stanford. Mike. Jimmy. James. Roger. Diane. Alex. Notre Dame it is. And finally, in the top 25, Georgia versus the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. Steve. Georgia Tech. He's going with Georgia. Okay. Mike. Okay. Uh, Jimmy. There's one every crowd, folks. James. James. Roger. Alex. Diane. Georgia it is. All right, on to the NFL. Oh wait, before I do anything, no, wait, I'm gonna come back. I'll do the NFL first, and then we'll do that stuff. All right, Thanksgiving games. Well, no, that's next week. All right. So, by the way, who had Baltimore over Cincinnati besides me? Okay. Okay. I did. I did. Okay. Right. All right. Moving on. Steelers, Browns. Steve, Mike, Jimmy, James, Roger, Alex, Diane. Steelers it is. Oh boy, here's a lapper. Bears, Lions. Steve, Mike, Jimmy, James, Roger, Alex, Diane. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions. We have Lions and Bears, but no Tigers. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Tigers is baseball. So we yeah, but Tigers are baseball. Okay. Chargers, Packer. That's what I said. Okay. Chargers, Packers. Steve. Mike. Jimmy. James. Chargers, Packers. Yeah. Alex. Ooh. Roger. Roger. Diane. Packers it is. Okay. Raiders, Dolphins. Jimmy. I thought you would. That's why I went to you first. Steve. Mike. Roger. James. Alex. Diane. I'm going with the Dolphins. Giants, Commanders. Steve. Of course. Mike. Jimmy. That's true. James. Ooh. Roger. Alex. Oh. Yeah. Diane. Commanders it is. Unanimous. Cowboys, Panthers. Steve. Yeah. Mike. Jimmy. James. Yeah. Roger. Yeah. Alex. Diane? Cowboys it is, yes. Cardinals, Texans. No, wait. Hold on. Let me take it back. Titans, Jaguars. Steve. Mike. Jimmy. James. Roger. Right. Uh, Alex. Diane. I'll go with Titans. Cardinals, Texans. James. Yeah. All right. Steve. Mike. Jimmy. Alex. Roger. Diane. You're right. It's a difficult one. I think I said I was going to go with the Cardinals, so I'm going to stick with that. You're right, though, Roger. It is a difficult one. That's true. All right. Bucks, 49ers. Steve. All right. Mike. Jimmy. James. Roger. Alex. Diane. 49ers for me. All right. The Battle of New York, sort of. Jets, Bills. Oh, Diane. Got to be official. Mike. Jimmy. Yeah. Alex. Okay. Okay. Uh, Steve. Jets and Bills. I figured you'd say that. And James. I gotta go with the Bills here. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, I know. All right. Seahawks, Rams. Speaking terrible. Steve. All right. Mike. All right. Jimmy. James. Roger. Alex. Diane. Seahawks it is. Okay. Vikings, Broncos. Steve. Mike. Jimmy. Roger. Alex. James. Yeah, I gotta take the Vikings in this one too. All right, Monday night. Vikings. Okay. Monday night. Listen to this one, guys. Eagles versus the Chiefs. Jimmy. Of course. Steve. Mike. Roger. Alex. James. Diane. I like that. I'm taking Kansas City too. That's with or without Taylor Swift. Oh, sorry. Yuck. Womp womp. Now, why don't we go to Thursday's game since it's Thanksgiving, and since we won't be here next week, why don't we just do that? All right, 3 games on Thanksgiving, as you well know. So it's going to go like this. Oh, yeah, Black Friday. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Thursday, the 23rd. Packers, Lions. I like that. Steve, Mike. Okay, Jimmy. James. Hey, James. All right. Who do you got? All right. Roger, Alex, Diane. I'm not lying either. Oh boy. Oh, Commanders, Commanders, Cowboys. Steve. All right, Mike. James. Yeah, all right, right. Jimmy, Alex, Roger, Diane. Yeah, I'm going to Cowboys. 49ers, Seahawks. Steve. All right. Mike, Jimmy, James. Right. Roger, Diane. All right, I'll go with Seahawks. And on Friday, November 24th, Dolphins against the Jets. By the way, that game will be on Channel 5 in the New York area, so don't worry, guys, you're not going to miss it. But then again, if you do, it's not going to matter much anyway. All right, Jimmy. Right, of course. Mike, Roger, Diane, Steve. Yuck. I knew he was going to do that. Okay, yeah. James. Okay, I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins too. Did I miss anybody? Alex. Okay. All right, friends. Well, it's the Thanksgiving show, and I always, like to think, what do you look forward to Thanksgiving this year? And of course, this year's being no exception. So, what is it you're looking forward to over this Thanksgiving? And what are you most thankful for? All right, so Steve, I'll start that with you. Yeah. Oh, all right. I'll buy that. Thank you. Thank you. Going on 6, man. Going on 6. Yeah. All right. Roger. All right. Mike. Huh. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Diane, I'll buy that. Uh, Jimmy. Okay, thank you, Roger. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. All right. Alex, thank you. And yes, and James. Yes, and James. Yes, yes, yes. And this is a tradition we do around here, James, since I've been taking over. So if you're wondering, what's he trying to say? This is, because this is one of my favorite shows of the year to do. I have three favorite ones to do. The first of the year, the Thanksgiving show, and the end of the year. So this is, one of those occasions. And I'm thankful for that too, still going strong, given the opportunity to do this program. Uh, my nephew is doing better, so I'm thankful that he's doing much better now um, than a year ago. So I'm thankful for that. I'm gonna be happy that my brother is coming in with his family for Thanksgiving. He'll be here on Monday, and we're all gonna celebrate Thanksgiving together. And my sister's birthday next week. I'm not gonna say how old she is because if I do that, she'll kill me. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys get the point. Yeah. Around to other news here. Aha! Oh, if only Steve Kent was still here. Okay, the NHL is considering changes to the 3-on-3 overtime format. Not that I have anything wrong with it. In order to create more offense in overtime. Well, we could use that. At a meeting in Toronto on Tuesday, the league's general manager discussed potential tweaks to the 3-on-3 overtime period. The current overtime rules have teams play 3-on-3 for a 5-minute overtime, followed by a shootout if not resolved by overtime. The purpose of overtime is to end games before a shootout, and we need to make sure that continues to progress, said Coyotes manager Bill Armstrong. NHL Vice President of Operations Colin Campbell said the league still supports for the 3 overtime period without discussing any major changes to overtime. We have we have not gotten to where the overtime should be longer or get rid of the shootout altogether. He said, "We don't mind the format. Keep the shootout, will you?" The general managers instead focus on how to create more scoring chances in overtime, which has become more chaotic in the 9 years of the existence. The biggest gripe is players possessing the puck for too long outside the attacking zone. The general manager discussed several tweaks over time. Um, focus much on players circling back into the ice in their own zone when the puck to regroup before rushing up the ice. It has become a possession puck game. Winning the opening puck is a big thing, says Dallas managers GM Jim Nill. Coaches and players are both very good. They're finding different ways to do things. We just want to make sure the excitement is still there. All right, Jimmy, you're kind of like a hockey fan here, so what do you make of that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Diane, Mike. Well, they do need. I think they do need to, of course, find a way to get more offense over time and get more scoring chances because I think they do need that because it's very rare that they do score over time and go to a shootout. So I think the Drillmatters have something there. I don't think that going to like a playoff overtime format where you go 3 or 4 overtimes. No, that's going to be exhausting too much. I don't think I like that idea. So but try to find ways to create more offense. That there's nothing wrong with that. 3-on-3, I like the 3-on-3 because it does open up the ice more. So I'm gonna go with that. Okay. Um, for you basketball lovers out there, James Harden. Yep, he finally got a win with his new team, the Clippers, last night after going 0-6. Since it's a rival. Oh boy. It's hold on a second. Yeah, so at least the guy won because they were 0-5 with him in the lineup. Thinking how it wasn't going to go, and Russell Westbrook came off the bench as they snapped the 6-game losing streak. The little change is good. So at least they got the win, and maybe that's a sign of things to come for the Clippers. Although they're still 4-7 right now. That's not good. Yeah, yes, but I'm not. The Clippers have always been like the baby brother of the Lakers. That's the way I look at it. They don't get a lot of respect, even if they do well. And Patriots center Daniel Theus has agreed to a contract buyout, clearing the way for him to become a free agent. With the Clippers once he clears waivers. The Theus expected to clear waivers as of yesterday and looked at turning around a Clippers team that was on a 6-game losing streak up to that point. This will address the need for front court size. They for return of center Mason Plumlee from an MCL sprain in his right knee. The Clippers have 15 guaranteed roster spots, including two-way guard Josh Primo signing a two-way contract for the 2024-25 season. Okay. Yeah. But the Clippers, Clippers are still not the Lakers. The Sabres are without forward Tage Thompson. He'll be missing time after an injury. He's sustained as he blocked a shot in Tuesday's loss against the Bruins. Oh boy. Thompson was in the second period as he blocked a shot from Bruins defenseman Charlie McAvoy. The shot went off Thompson's wrist about 11 minutes into period two. Thompson winced in pain before getting back up to the bench. He did not return to the game. Thompson was also injured in the first period when he suffered a cut from McAvoy's skate during a collision near the Bruins net, but did return to the game following that injury. So far, he has 12 points, 6 goals, and 6 assists each. Kelly Oubre returned to the team's practice facility on Tuesday, just 3 days after being hit by a car in downtown Philadelphia last week. Oh yeah, that happened after the show went off the air, so I didn't get a chance to explain that. So forgive me on that. He's in good spirits, said Coach Nick Nurse before facing the Pacers NC tournament game. He rode the exercise bike for a few minutes and was doing better. Nurse was one of the members of the Sixers organization who saw Oubre at his home not far from the accident. Police say the driver's side mirror hit Oubre on Saturday evening as he was crossing the street. He suffered a broken lip laceration as well as other injuries. There's an ongoing investigation into the incident, and as police told the Associated Press in email, there was no update on his condition. Oubre is said to be evaluated again next week, and a timetable could be set by then. In his first season of the Sixers, he signed a 1-year free agent contract in the summer. He's averaging 16.8 per game. He was replaced in the lineup by Robert Covington. Hey, look, he's lucky to be alive if it happened last week. He could have been a lot worse. Luckily, it wasn't anything too severe. I mean, if you just imagine him being hit by a car and just a scheme of minor injuries. Hockey fans out there, Quebec, who hasn't played the NHL since 1995, will have the Kings host 2 preseason games next October. The Kings will hold the final leg of training camp in Quebec City against the Bruins on October 3rd and the Panthers on October 5th. The training camp and preseason games will be held at the Videotron Center, or Century, as they say in French, a venue that has opened in 2015 and hopes to be a home for a future NHL team. The Nordiques were founded in 1972 in the WHA and then went to the NHL after the 79-80 merger. The franchise moved to Denver in the 94-95 season, where they became the Colorado Avalanche and have won 3 Stanley Cups since then. You guys remember the Quebec Nordiques, right? Yeah. You're a little young guy. Another thing here. Former New York Rangers goaltender Henrik Lundqvist is one of 3 goaltenders to enter the Hockey Hall of Fame. Good choice. The Rangers fed off the energy at MSG in a city where many athletes have whittled under the spotlight's intensive glow. It also had Lundqvist into the Hall in his first year becoming eligible. He is a heavy goaltending class that include Mike Barrasso and Tom Vernon. It's the first time in 60 years that 3 goaltenders entered the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Also being inducted was Pierre Turgeon, Caroline Ouellet, former NHL head coach Ken Hitchcock, and the late Pierre Lacroix, who was both an agent and executive. The 2012 Vezina Trophy winner is 6th in wins with 459, 9th in games played 897, and 17th in shutouts with 64. He also had 61 playoff victories in the postseason and went to the Stanley Cup Finals with the Rangers in 2014, but lost to the Kings in 5 games. Thank you very much. Lindquist retired 3 years ago as a result of a heart condition. He also has a gold for Sweden in the 26 Olympics. Vernon has 2 Stanley Cups for the Flames, one in 1989 with the Flames and 97 with the Red Wings. Barrasso has started with his career with the Sabres in 1903 and one with the Pens in 91 and 92, has 369 career victories, 4th among U.S.-born goaltenders. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Yeah. All right, so just one more note here. Yeah, and Garrett Wilson, well, he's feeling better, but don't expect him to be throwing anytime soon thanks to his shoulder. He says it feels better, but he said he's still going to be ready to play tomorrow anyway against the Bills. Yeah, well, good luck with that, buddy. You're going to need it. And, Joe Burrow is out for the season with a torn ligament in his left wrist. So he's done. That's not good. And the Browns are bringing in Wacko Flacco for a workout. The Browns are looking for a 3rd quarterback now. Deshaun Watson is out for the season with a shoulder injury. Sources say Flacco is the only quarterback they're bringing in now. The Browns will start Dorian Thompson, Robinson against the Steelers. The Browns also have P.J. Walker on the roster. Walker led the Browns to comeback victories against the 49ers and Colts. Watson was dealing with a different shoulder issue. Flacco was thrown for 42,330 yards and 232 touchdowns in his career, and gave the Ravens their only Super Bowl title in 2013 and named MVP. Flacco recently started for the Jets last season and pulled up a stunning comeback against the Browns in Week 2. And in that game, Flacco threw 4 touchdowns, including the game winner to Garrett Wilson with under 30 seconds left. Yeah. Shocking, isn't it, folks? And Jameis Winston will get his number retired against Northern Alabama today. Yep. He won the Heisman as a redshirt freshman in 2013, led Florida State to a perfect 14-0 season after throwing 40 touchdowns, passes, and set a national freshman record with 4,057 passing yards. He led Florida State to the playoffs in 2014, but lost to Oregon State in the semifinals. Wilson threw for 7,954 yards, 4th most in FSU history, with 2 touchdowns and 65 during his 2 seasons. And MLB will have the All-Star Game in Atlanta in 2020 and 2025. It was rejected back in 2020 due to Georgia's voting laws. The announcement was made on Thursday by Commissioner Rob Manfred. Atlanta was awarded the 2021 game in 2019, but the game was moved just 3 months prior to being played there due to the controversial voting laws. Players complained the voting rights were too restrictive. Manfred made the decision to move the All-Star game and the amateur draft from Atlanta after discussion with the Players Association and Players Alliance, organization of black players formed after the death of George Floyd. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. We'll do the best and worst on December 2nd. I just want to get everybody's Thanksgiving thoughts here. We got 3 shows left in the year now. It's been a great year, though, for the show. And I thank everybody for coming in. James, thanks for coming in. I've been wanting to get you on for quite a while. So thanks for coming in. It's great to hear from you. I hope you come back. All right, so we got about 1 minute left. So I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving weekend. Next weekend. Just stay safe wherever you go, whether you're traveling or whether you're having the family at home. So because I want you all back for the final few weeks of the season. So and remember, guys, we are a family here. We may not be related by blood, but we are a family on this show, and hope to keep it. Hope to keep it that way. So, on that note, from my family to the family here, wish you a very happy Thanksgiving, and save me some stuffing, will you, if you can? Thanks a lot. On that note, happy Thanksgiving, and yeah, and we'll be back again, same time, same station on December 2nd. On that note, enjoy. And we are, yes, yes, you will. Okay, okay. Oh, I got. Yeah, don't sign off yet, guys, because I gotta take care of something here. I hate when this happens. Okay.